Hi, I'm Christopher Kimball from Milk Street. Let's talk about kitchen knives for a moment. Now, the standard 8-inch chef's knife, this is a European design. You probably have a few of them in your kitchen, and there's nothing fundamentally wrong with this knife. If you have a little bit of experience, you can do almost anything with it. The problem is, in the last 100 years, these knives have gotten heavier and bulkier, and the thickness of the blade has gotten bigger and bigger, so you have a big, blunt instrument. Now, in the hands of Jacques Pepin, that's fine. But for most of us, we need something a little more delicate and better at slicing. And that's where the Nakiri knife comes in. This is our Nakiri knife. We partnered with Henckels to make this. A Nakiri, if you think about it, is really a Chinese cleaver cut in half horizontally. It's about a 2-inch deep blade. It's curved at the end. It's very light. And the thing we like about it the most is the blade is relatively thin. So the less metal you have to push through food, the easier it is to slice. The other thing is it's very light, and you feel very comfortable with it. Some of those big chef's knives are so heavy, it's sort of like driving a sports car when you've never driven a stick shift before. This is very easy to use and makes you very comfortable. So let's just do a few things in the kitchen. Let's take cabbage, we'll cut it in half. Cut it into quarters, and then we'll cut out the core, which is right there. And now we'll just slice it as if we were making coleslaw. Now, a lot of people, when they use a knife like this, they saw back and forth, or they just push through. Let's get rid of the edge here. But what you want to do is slice like this. And this knife, because the blade's so thin, you will actually cut through the cabbage very easily. I'm applying really no effort whatsoever. So the Nakiri is fabulous. In fact, they're designed for slicing vegetables. One of the things we do every time we cook, almost every time, is to chop up or slice onions. And most people spend a lot of time in the kitchen doing this, and that's one reason people sometimes don't like to cook. So we peel it, we cut it in half, pole to pole. A lot of people suggest, and I said this for years, that you cut through horizontally first. Those are hard cuts to make, and they're dangerous. So here's a new way to do it. Take the knife, and you're going to put this part of the blade into the onion like this at an angle with the tip up. You're going to put your knuckles up against it and slice down. So you're slicing like this. You make a series of parallel cuts, and then you simply cut across. Don't forget the onions have layers. You don't really need to make the horizontal cuts, and we'll just cut through like that. So the Nakiri is particularly good at this. The thing I like is the blade will get caught up in that onion right away. It's not going to slip and slide. As I said, it's a light blade. It's easier to manage. There are lots of ways to do apples. Here's the way I like to do it. It's very simple, especially if you're doing an apple pie. Make one cut like that. You don't have to core it with a corer. And now you can slice it. So if you want to spend more time cooking and eating and less time prepping, we strongly suggest you buy the Japanese vegetable knife called the Nakiri. It makes your life much easier and makes your prep time much faster.